Okay, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well today. Shout out to all the subscribers. Big up anybody new. Tszyu dominates, drops and defeats, stops Tony Harrison in the 9th round in a very dominating performance. He looked very good in there, very strong, very controlled, very poised in an excellent performance in Sydney, Australia yesterday. And Tony Harrison, on the other hand, did not look that good for a very so we say interesting fight. You know, I thought he would be a bit more fleet-footed. I got the prediction completely wrong, which, to be honest, sometimes I'm grateful for, because I really want to learn about the more details about, you know, why fights happen the way they do, and just basically getting things wrong helps me to learn. So shout out to anybody that got that correct. Big up to you. Tony Harrison did come out and looked like, you know, he did just about nick the first round. Moving his jab was, obviously, we spoke about that was going to be his main weapon, and it is. But after really the 2nd or 3rd round, like that was a small ring. You know, that was a really small ring, and he just wasn't. Harrison wasn't moving anywhere near as much as I thought he would, and his jab wasn't as you know, useful as I thought it could be. And Tszyu, credit to him, absolutely, like, looked very relaxed, strong, poised, coming forward, and, you know, putting a lot of pressure, making Harrison work. And, you know, like I said, I think Harrison probably squeezed the first round. Farhood gave him the first round, but the second round, and from then on, there was one more round later on that Harrison finally did do a bit more lateral movement and was a bit more authoritative with the jab. I think it might have been round 6, but he was working really hard to do that. But outside of those 2 rounds, Tszyu all the way. In the 3rd, and we spoke about this pre-fight, I was like, Harrison leaves his lead hand with that jab when he's in the mid-range, whether he's either trying to post his opponent or he got, I think it was a 1-2 or maybe a 1, and he got caught. Tszyu blocked it, came back with a left hook and an overhand right, which is a punch I spoke about. I was like, there's an overhand right there waiting, because he sits in the mid-range, leaves his lead hand right here. It's not gonna protect anything when your hand is right here. And if you're in punching range, you're gonna get whacked. And he got hurt in that 3rd round. And after that, really, I was thinking to myself, Harrison can punch a little bit, but at no point did it look like he was able to really hurt Tszyu. You know, even if he caught him flush with a beautiful right hand, which he wasn't really letting his punches go like that, I still wouldn't have pictured that doing any damage. You know, it was just one-way traffic. And, you know, sure enough, by just that you could see Harrison's face was getting a little bit way more stressed and tired in the corner. You know, again, back to that saying Max Kellerman always says, who would you rather be? And every single round you'd rather be Tszyu. And, you know, fair play to him. He put on a great performance. Jamel Charlo was ringside. So, and he was part of the commentary team. And I was thinking to myself, this ain't the same Harrison that fought Sergio Garcia. And then Jamel Charlo said that in the 10th round or the 9th, 8th round. He said, this ain't the same Tony Harrison. And you try and wonder why, because I was so believing in his build-up energy, you know. And he even spoke about it even after he lost. He's like, I had a great camp and I was in a good place. And it's like, well, what happened? You know, why I guess you just have to put it down to Tszyu. Say his mother effing name, he kept saying after post-fight. I wonder if that's his slogan that I haven't picked up on before. But nonetheless, Tszyu has announced himself even more now, and there is a big fight with him and Jamel Charlo in the US next. That's a great fight. That's a great fight. I'll have to look at a bit more tape. I would favour Charlo, because Charlo will be able to use lateral movement, because that would have been the key for me because of Tszyu's footwork, which is what I thought. I thought the jab and the footwork and his you know, shiftiness for Harrison's. But I think Jamel Charlo will be able to do that. He's obviously got more power, and he can use it in a more damaging circumstance. You really think, wow, Jamel could really hurt Tszyu. But again, after the 2nd round, I'm just thinking, I don't think Harrison can hurt Tszyu, you know, and he's got a bit of power. But great fight. I mean, yeah, I don't know, is Jamel still undisputed, right? That's for the undisputed junior middleweight title. Amazing. Yeah. let's get it on. And there was a good crowd in there last night too. Big up the Aussies. That was excellent to see. And another great fight. Well, it wasn't a great fight. It was. I did say it was like potentially got the ingredients to be a fairly dull fight, but it was all right because Tony Harrison was fighting in the mid range a lot, and he was staying there, and he's Tim Tszyu is going to be hard to beat because he's strong and he's got a sneaky power and he's a sneaky counterpuncher too. I think his footwork is getting a little bit better. He was cutting the ring off a little bit better than I've seen him do it. But, you know, against Charlo, you're dealing with a much more rounded fighter with more, you know, weapons in his tank, or weapons, you know, is more arsenal, you know, more firepower, better jab, more IQ, better movement, you know. He can fight too, he can take a punch too. Charlo's more durable, big time. Yeah, Tony Harrison looked a little bit frail at points, didn't he? Because he does have a sort of a frail looking like frame about him. But nonetheless, I enjoyed it. It was all right. Yeah, on to the next one. Shout out to all the new subscribers. I've got so many videos coming out pretty soon. I'm going to be really banging them out pretty rapidly in the next week or two because there's a ton of fights coming up and there's a ton of stuff I want to get out there. I've still got this the Bull and the Matador video coming out. I haven't even started that. I've been so busy with all these other stuff going on, but I will get that done in the next few days. Hopefully that'll be out. That's about the Benavides plant. I've got a comeback video for AJ and the Franklin fight that's coming up, and then I'll probably do a breakdown for Tank and Ryan Garcia. Man, boxing is flying, and we hopefully will get the full announcement of these undisputed fights. The Usyk Fury Usyk, excuse me. Don't wanna, you know, touch upset any Fury fans. And then Haney Loma. On to the next. Amazing. Boxing is flying. I love it. Absolutely love it. Let me know your thoughts if you have any on the fight. And, you know, big up. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Boxing.
On the edge.